to crash completely. I'm talking 2008 numbers. This is gonna get bad.
I promise I'm not trying to be funny, but since we're talking 2008 numbers, does this mean I'll be able to buy a house before I'm 60?
Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel Cook. We will be reacting to a new video today, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's get into the video.
I mean, who voted for this shit? What is happening? I mean, how's your 401k today? How about your investments? Your savings? I know most of us don't have any, but believe me, the stock market crashing is not good for us. These tariffs are bullshit. I have no idea what the end game is here. You guys think that this is all about family values and bringing back the core of America and all this stuff. These billionaires, they don't give a shit about any of that. All of this is so that they don't have to pay their share. Yeah. So it's going to be on us. We're going to get poorer and poorer and poorer while they get richer, richer, and richer. And nobody's going to care about you. There are no programs in place. There's nothing to help. So here we go. I don't get it.
Stock market is in total free fall and the market is about to crash completely. I'm talking 2008 numbers. This is gonna get bad. If you didn't see it, Donald Trump put those tariffs in place on Mexico, Canada, and China, our three biggest trade partners. And as a result, the United States markets have been in a total tailspin since roughly yesterday afternoon. The markets actually shut down early yesterday to try and prevent a crash, hoping that, Donald Trump would reverse course when he saw what was happening to the stock market. And instead, because he has done nothing to reverse what is happening to the stock market because of his tariffs, when the market opened again today, it is in complete free fall and nothing is going to stop it. So here's what Donald Trump is probably going to do in the next couple of months or maybe even years. He is going to allow this trade war to continue because it's not going to hurt the ultra rich in this country. In fact, it's going to allow them to buy up even more property, even more assets, because there's going to be a bunch of people who can't afford to hold on to it and are forced to sell. This is what we call a wealth consolidation event, when the ultra wealthy class uses financial crises to pressure those in the middle classes and lower to sell off their assets so that the rich can buy them and hold on to them to increase their own value while simultaneously decreasing the financial mobility of the middle and lower classes. And Donald Trump knows this is going to hurt the average American consumer. He knows it's going to stress them out, that it's going to make a lot of them go homeless, and he's going to let it continue as long as he can until he thinks he's at the breaking point, and then he's going to reverse. He's going to undo the tariffs, and he's going to try and convince Canada and Mexico to undo their retaliatory tariffs, and then when the prices magically come back down from the crisis that he created, he's going to try and convince you that he is the one who solved the problem, that he is the one who made things affordable for you again. This is a classic abuse tactic, and it's a classic dictator tactic. Take away something that the people absolutely need for just long enough to make it hurt, and then give it back to them and claim that you saved it for them. The problem is, he may have moved too aggressively, too fast, because this isn't just going to hurt the average American, this is going to hurt big companies. The billionaires at the top are going to be fine, but the companies are going to be taking massive hits because pretty much every American company that relies on the ability to export their goods is going to start seeing their values drop across the board. You know that one rule of American politics, don't mess with the magic line? He's messing with the magic line. And it will be interesting to see how that ends up.
Well, we are finally here. This is the third month of the year, and back at the top of January, I made this video talking about why I sold out everything that I had at the top of January, or sorry, at the top of December, and it was because of exactly what is happening right now, driven by the current administration and its policies, poor economic data, overvaluations, quite literally everything I was talking about. And there's plenty more that I left out that I didn't want to divulge into, but those are also occurring at the same point in time. There is a dramatic issue here, right? People are being squeezed. And when I say people, I'm talking about you and me, average middle class people, or anyone that falls below the middle class income line, right? Suffering. And this is because the system is being rigged for the rich and oppressing the less fortunate through inflation, okay? Our buying power is weaker. Costs are going up. And all those things are starting to show themselves within the economic data, even though it was already present in the economic data. And all the economists and just Wall Street analysts have been propping up as though this economy is strong. It's not strong, okay? It's a select few people, the small percentage of this entire country's population, are owning and purchasing all of the activity, all right? So when they do bad, everything else is bad. That's how linked they are. That's how much power they have within this current economy, and it's all coming to fruition now, right? So, very, very shitty situation. Market's going to continue to tumble. This is far from the bottom, and it's only going to get worse as these tariffs are implemented, the effects are realized, and the other linked effects that come from these poor financial and political decisions go into effect. So as a person that's, in this current climate, you're wondering what to do, save as much as you can save, if you can save. Make more money. I know that's so fucking cliche, but you have to make more money to account for the increased inflation and cost increase that are going to be coming within the same period of time. And if you can't do either of those things, try your best to reduce as much of your luxury or frivolous expenditures. And I know that sucks because you probably don't even do that now, but you got to find a way to do that. And if you can downsize. And I'm sorry, if there's any of those things are out there and you've done your best to accomplish all those things and you're still not able to afford, your day-to-day expenses, that is quite literally, it's not your fault. Understand it's not your fault. That is the system itself doing what it's meant to do. And try to connect with people, build a community, have a support system, and try your best to navigate the situation. Try your best not to go further into debt. Do not use crazy credit cards, pull out loans and things like that. You gotta lean on a community of people. So you gotta start talking. You gotta start educating yourself on the economics, understanding why things are this way, and make changes from there. So, very unfortunate news. Not unexpected, but for those that don't know, we are in a recession. We have been in a recession for quite some time, regardless of how the news wants to broadcast it. So do your best to take care of yourself in these particular trying times. This is only going to get worse, so you must become educated and aware. That's all I have to say. Good luck to you all. Thank you.
Good afternoon, guys. Stock market update on this February 27th. We are almost at the end of this month, and man, has it been a fun one. We are down again, another 1.07% at this point. NVIDIA, which started promising, has failed us and is now trading at 125, about to break into the 124s again. So the weakness continues, guys. Tesla's at 286. There's got to be a bounce soon on this stuff, but maybe there isn't. I don't know. QQQ is about to break down into its 6th-month low. I think that's pretty much it. So we've got a lot of weakness. It's insane because we were almost at all-time highs, and the fear and greed index is at 21. So people are scared out there. People are selling when they get scared. So I think the selling will continue. So patience. Hoard that cash. Get ready for some good deals to buy your favorite stocks slowly over time. If you're holding stuff that is down, hang in there, right? You invested because you believe in whatever company you own long term. You do not buy stuff short term unless you're a day trader or swing trader. So again, guys, keep patient in there, but we are not even begun yet. So the weakness will continue. Be ready to slowly buy in. My rule of thumb is every 5% of drawdown of the QQQ or the SPY, I buy in some of the ETFs that I have long term. And that's just the rule of thumb I have. It's impossible to time the market. It's impossible to tell when to buy or what to buy. So just be patient out there. Keep your cash. As I'm talking, the QQQ went down another 0.25% in this 1 minute video. So Be patient out there, guys, and I'll do my training tomorrow.
So stock market losses continue today. We are at now looking at the worst week in 6 months for sure, unless Friday bumps up somehow, and then I'll do an update Friday after market close. So the NASDAQ, which is the tech-heavy industry, is down 7% in a week. Now that's bad. That's extremely bad. That's well over $1 trillion lost in just the NASDAQ. The S&P is down 5%, which is not a dream by any means. That's another $1 trillion out the window. The Dow itself is down like 1.75, 1.65, depends on close today. All these are really bad. Tesla itself, which is kind of ironic, is down well over $100 month to date and is down another 20 today. So obviously you're pissing people off. It takes a lot of selling of stock to knock Tesla down that much. It takes like someone like a BlackRock or a Fidelity to knock it out of a lot of its funds, which might be happening. I'm not sure. I really don't understand how that stock can take that much of a beating that fast. And now, mind you, everything's down, but that's a lot. That's like 20%, 25%, depending on the day. It was 300 yesterday. We're at 281 today. And that's just not cool. So unless we have a bounce back Friday, this will be the worst in a very long time. If we continue the downward trend tomorrow, I would expect we will push even into further back than that. So what to expect? Well, if we go through with tariffs on the 4th, which looks like is a possibility, we will have drops heading all the way till the 4th, and then we'll have a big drop on the 4th. Are we going to hit bear market territory or recession territory, which is a 20% adjustment? I don't think so. That's a lot. That's asking for a lot of loss. Could it happen? Sure. We could hit double digits in the S&P and NASDAQ for sure. I think the Dow's more resilient than that. But remember, the Dow's just the 30 biggest stocks that they choose. The S&P and NASDAQ are more broader ranges, so they show a little better adjustment of the way the world's going. And they're both off like just immense trillions of dollars between the two at this point. We had $1 trillion loss just on last Friday. So if you look at 5 trading days in a row, you're probably higher than that. So what's going to happen? Depends if Trump gives a shit about the stock market this time. Last time he was very, very attentive to what's going on with the stock market. He was like, oh, we're hitting record highs every day. We're hitting record highs every day. Well, record highs have came and gone. So if he goes through with tariffs, it will be extremely negative for the stock market, and it will carry on for a while. And foreclosures are up, like I said in an earlier video, at least in Arizona. I'm not sure nationwide. Housing market's cooling off. Housing market generally is a precursor and postcursor to economic slowdown. So with those two things going on, that could be rough. Arizona's housing market this time is going to be more resilient because we're a more diversified economy than we were last time. We lived on house building, road construction, those kind of things heavily during the 07-08 crash. Now we've added a lot of manufacturing to the valley, and that really helps. So people here were a little more insulated than last time, which is good because we took a pounding. We got annihilated last time. Houses lost 60, 70% in literally 6 months. So anyway, what else we got going on? Well, the tale will be told in the next week or two to see where we're going to land on all this. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. The rumor mill right now is Trump's too busy trying to make everybody in the world mad at us. So that's not helping much. Elon Musk seems to be trying to get Starlink to take over the Verizon contract for the federal government cell phone systems, which, hey, why not? Give them some more money. What else we got going on? Credit cards for federal employees were put on stay. The video before this talks a little bit about that. So all in all, everything is giant chaos. And that is why the market is acting the way it is. It's not just tariffs. It's that the instability that this administration in doing all the stuff they're doing is causing companies and especially big hedge funds to say, wait a minute. The thing that should open up everybody's eyes is about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Berkshire Hathaway sold massive amounts of stock, and has been doing it for months now at this point to try to cut back their exposure to this kind of shakiness. Now, did they sell at the exact high? No, but they just definitely sold close, and they shielded themselves from a lot of losses. I think they're sitting on like $340 billion in assets. So when you see Warren Buffett start buying stock again, that would be a good thing to say, okay, let's start buying stock again. Generally, he's not perfect on this stuff, but he's generally very close. He didn't become one of the richest fund managers in history just by being, lucky. There was luck as well, but he's very good at what he does. So all in all, we're going to see what we're going to see. I think tomorrow will be very telling. And then on the 4th, if we do get tariffs on a bunch of countries, expect everything to just go straight to shit.
As everyone panics, this is the best time to buy stocks. From my personal experience, I have seen that when everyone is freaking out, You stay calm and you buy the dip. Stay calm and you buy the dip. There's a perfect opportunity. As I always say, the majority of people are almost always wrong. So do the exact opposite of what everybody else is doing, and you will always end up ahead. Majority of the people, emotions overtake them. There's a perfect opportunity. Do not miss this opportunity. A quick reminder, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's continue the video.
All right, so Trump's tariffs, I guess, like went in today, and my stocks are in pain right now. For those of you who don't understand, and I'm pretty sure most people who watch my page understand this, tariffs are generally not good. There are scenarios where, you know, it is beneficial to implement tariffs, but doing a mass tariff on like a country is just a terrible idea, and I'll demonstrate why. This is what Donald Trump thinks companies are gonna do when they see these tariffs. Oh man, these tariffs are so expensive. I'm just gonna manufacture the supplies I'm importing from other countries in the US so I don't have to pay these tariffs. This is what the CEOs are actually gonna say instead. Oh man, these tariffs are so expensive. I'm just gonna raise the price of my goods so that my customers pay the tariffs for me. It's a way better idea.
Trump tariffs in effect, and people are losing their mind. They are listening to the media, and they're using fear, and they're selling and panicking. But let me tell you this much. When you panic, the big businesses and the big money, they make the money, because when there's blood in the streets, they buy. All right? So that being said, some good news already coming from these tariffs. First and foremost, Honda announced that they're going to be bringing the manufacturing back to America and producing over 215,000 Honda Civics. 215,000 Honda Civics. In addition to yesterday, a $100 billion investment in the Taiwan microchip manufacturing in America. That is some things like, almost like the tariffs are already starting to work. Now, short term, there's going to be volatility. People are going to panic because of the media, and understanding that sometimes in life, you must be willing to go through the trials, through the tribulations, in order for the greatness on the other side. We must go through it in order to grow through it. So all you have to do is to turn off the news, go outside, touch some grass, and just breathe. At the end of the day, let's see this through, because we've been on a direction, we've been on a ship without a captain for the last 4 years, and it was a disaster. So let's see this through. I know there's going to be some pain, and in life, the biggest motivation is to avoid pain. But if we go through it, I promise you, we will be okay. Together we stand, divided we fall.
Well, we're basically in a trade war, and we are seeing the stock market crash, all because of Trump's tariffs. Trump imposed tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China, and what did they do? They imposed retaliatory tariffs right back onto the United States, which is super great because now we're in a trade war. And when Trump made that announcement, the stock market went down because people were freaking out. And now the Target CEO has already announced that produce prices are expected to raise. Well, of course, because just last year we imported almost $20 billion worth of fruits and vegetables from Mexico alone. So of course, tariffs on Mexico and retaliatory tariffs on the United States from Mexico is going to directly affect the prices of the groceries that you purchase. So now everyone who's complaining about being unable to afford the basic necessities like food, groceries, and gas before the election and use it as a reason to vote for Donald Trump, I want to hear their excuses now. I want to hear that this is what you voted for. It's what you wanted? The stock market to crash, us to be in a trade war, and the produce prices continue to raise? We all talked about how bad the tariff idea was and how it wasn't going to actually help the economy in the United States. And now we're seeing the actual proof of what's going to happen when these tariffs become imposed.
I ain't gonna lie, these tariffs are smoking my crypto. The market is getting smoked. I don't know, man. I don't know where we going in America. I mean, the tariff is gonna make us stronger in the long run. It's gonna boost the economy and all that, but right now it's gonna hurt us. All the products are gonna be increased. The prices of the products are gonna be increased. They retaliating with tariffs. It's getting kind of ugly. I ain't gonna lie, it's getting ugly out here. I don't know.
Stop panicking about the tariffs. Stop panicking about the stock market. We as a society have never been more connected to the world in terms of communication. We have never been more intelligent. We have never been more resilient. So unlike the 1920s recession, if the government truly does crash the stock market, which it looks like it's going to be happening, what we are going to do is keep our wits about us. What we are going to do is stop buying into massive consumerism. What we are going to we're going to stop shopping on TikTok Shop. We're going to stop buying excesses of makeup. We're going to cancel our subscription services. They're going to try to financially choke us out. What they did not realize is that our spending habits over the last decade have been hyper consumerism driven, which means we have an excess of shit, honey. So you're not going to panic. Guess what? You can't buy your Swiffer pads anymore. Buy a regular mop. We're mopping now, honey, and we're rinsing it out in the sink. You know what I mean? Oh, there's 15 different type of pastas available. Great. We're not going to buy the custom pasta for $7 a box. We're going back to the $1.99. We can outlast them. Trust me when I tell you that. I'm showing you this as a point. No matter how much money you make, our houses are stocked full of stuff that we do not have to buy new product for years. The food thing is going to be hard, but we're going to power through that. Guess what happened the last year and a half? Everyone learned how to make sourdough. If you haven't learned how to make it, start today. You are going to go through your finances. You are going to find out every single unnecessary thing that you have spent money on, and you are going to stop. If the utilities get harder to pay, we will power through. If the rent gets harder to pay, we will power through. But what we are not going to do is take a percentage of our income that we get every month and continue to buy things that we do not need.
People didn't know that their 401k was actually tied to the stock market. So if you've been thinking and wondering, why the hell is your 401k looking at disarray? It's because of what's going on with the economy. So we already been seeing tariffs that start today. Trade wars has been going on. Inflation, they say, is cooling, but it's not. And then we have institutional investors that want to move out the market, which is causing volatility. The fear and greed index is showing that people are scarce. So that's why you're noticing what's going on with your portfolio. So let's get into what to do when it comes to your 401k moving, not how you would like it to do. When it comes to your 401k, here's the big four I want you to do. The first one is I want you to pull your receipts. You know, I was going to say this. Pull your 401k statement, the last one, to determine where within your 401k is your things allocated to, what actual funds that you have, and then comparing it to the balance of what we're seeing now. We got to get focused. The second thing is I want you to take that same statement and make a watch list either through Google Finance or Yahoo Finance. This is going to allow you to watch the funds, not necessarily freak out. The third one is I want you to call your 401k provider. You pay a service fee, call them, and here are some questions I want you to ask. The fourth thing is I do not want you to panic sell or panic buy. If you are cool with buying things outside of your 401k, leverage ETFs and index funds. So you know I love to say, plan it, don't panic. No matter if it's the stock market, no matter if it is what's going on with your wallets, I want you to stay focused. So we already know that the market moves in cycles. It's not always going to be up. Sometimes it's going to go down. I want you to focus on how you implement your investing, not what's going on with the indexes. I also want you to focus on long-term planning when it comes to investing, retirement, and such. Build your liquidity for emergencies and opportunities, buying opportunities that we're going to be seeing. Yes. And then also move on strategy, not emotion. So stay funded. That's it.
The wealth of the oligarchs is imaginary. All of their wealth is based on stock price, and any given stock is only worth what someone is willing to pay for it on any given day. We could tank all of these billionaires' wealth next week. If you don't like what Target is doing, sell the Target stock. Sell your Walmart stock. SpaceX just tanked a whole rocket last week. You should have been sold your Tesla stock.
I'm convinced that everybody that invests in the stock market is just making it up. Not making up the stock market. That's real, I think. They're making up the fact that they know what to do. Because a few years ago during COVID, I was like, you know what? I'm working a job. Let me take a little bit of the money I make every month and invest it. Let's make returns. Invest low, sell high. I know how to do this. And during COVID, electric car companies were booming. So I was like, you know what? Let me go find an electric car company to invest in. So little old me goes and asks a bunch of people, hey, should I invest in electric car companies? He's like, yeah, for sure. Electric car companies are on the rise. And I was like, cool. So I invested in this huge electric car company. It's massive. Everybody knows it. Everybody cares about it because this company is big. So I spend a lot of money investing in this electric car company that's for sure going to make me returns. Fast forward to today, you would think it's doing great. It's not. I am still yet to see one singular Lucid car on the streets of Canada. Matter of fact, on the streets of anywhere. Yes, Lucid. You don't know what company that is. But 4 years ago, you would have been like, yo, Lucid is gonna be crazy. Lucid and Tesla are gonna be like this. They're not like this. Tesla's here. Lucid, I don't know where it is. They took my money and they ran with it. Safe to say, I have never invested again after that experience. So everybody that says, invest in the stock market, shut up.
Seriously, dude, why in the world would you listen to people who have no idea what they're talking about? Lucid is a EV car company, but they are a startup. So if you invest in a startup, your money is more at risk than a firm like Tesla, who has established themselves in the market. Lucid is a pretty new company, dude. Come on now. Do your research. Investigate before you invest your money. That is the first thing. Stock 101. Stop listening to people who have no idea of what they're talking about. No experience in the markets. Before you invest a penny of your money, make sure you do your research. Research the company, the ins and outs of the company. Make sure that you understand what you're putting your money into. And if you don't, do not invest. And you cannot blame anybody else for your actions. Because at the end of the day, nobody put a gun to your head to force you to invest in a specific stock. Investing is purely individual. And you have to have almost complete certainty about a specific firm. And even then, at times you're wrong. Even if everything adds up, sometimes firms do not perform like that. Stocks do not perform like that. Even if everything is just perfect, things happen like that. And you have to be prepared. But at the end of the day, it comes down to your choice and your research. And if you are too lazy to do research, just invest in the S&P 500 and call it a day. You're not built for buying stocks. But if you're not lazy and you do the research, then at least you will be somewhat fine in the markets. But yeah, investigate before you invest.
One of the number one questions that we get, or that I get, from people who are interested in investing in the stock market is, what do we do if and when the market crashes? Or a different way that they ask it is, will the market crash / what happens? Like, what's the likelihood that the market is going to crash? Because people don't want to lose their money, and that is a very, very valid question. The answer to that question, in so many words, yes, the market is absolutely going to crash. The market will crash. It has crashed before. But because it has crashed before, very, very numerous times, plenty of times the market has crashed. Every single time that the market has crashed, the market has recovered. And it has recovered and not only gotten back to where it was, it surpassed it by a large amount. The market is built to have these phases where it goes up in value and it comes back down so that it can go back up again. Nothing goes up forever, indefinitely. And if it does, it's a balloon that's going to pop eventually. So, drawdowns are what investors call the crashes that people are looking for. That theory of the market crashing and everything going to zero, I'm going to just be honest with you. If everything goes to zero in the stock market, that means that this country as we know it is over. And the last thing that we're going to have to worry about is money. Like, just being honest with you. This sounds like a very harsh way of speaking, but, you know, trying to rip the Band-Aid off. The market always has drawdowns. And the media does a good job of sensationalizing when these crashes and when these drops happen. So if the market drops, let's say 5%, it's going to be all over TV. But they're not going to tell you the next 2 weeks when the market has risen 12% and it's taken back those gains that it lost as well as added another 7% to the gains of the investors. So this video is only 2 minutes long so far, and it really doesn't need to be that much longer. The answer to the question is yes, the market will crash. When the market does crash, or when it does draw down, that is a new place for investors to get into the market if they have not been in there, or if they want to add more to their position. That's a simple answer, and that is really the only answer. Crashes do happen, but recoveries happen. And after recoveries happen, new all-time highs happen. So, yes, it's going to crash. Yes, that is an opportunity and not a obstacle. And if everything in the world goes to shit and the market goes to zero, money doesn't matter anyway, and we have bigger things to worry about. So that's pretty much it. So thank you for joining for episode 5. We'll be back with episode 6, and I will see y'all later. Y'all be good, and let's get this money together. Out.
Hello everybody. I'm gonna just jump into it. So I was looking up yesterday, I don't know, I was just doing random research, and I saw that the market has lost $927 billion on, it was February 21st, so a couple days ago. That's the largest loss. It was funny because the way they said it, they said that's the worst trading day of this year, and I'm thinking to myself, it's the beginning of the year. So, and not that long ago they lost even more money. I think it was like 60 billion for one specific stock. But anyways, that's a lot of money. They are scrambling. They don't know what to do. They're freaking out. And it's a combination of things, right? The tariff situation. They're saying unemployment rates starting to go up again. What was it? Interest rates are going up, and they're obviously, this orange man and his asshole friends are trying to dismantle everything. So those protections that we get, so you think it's bad now with the fees and everything, there's protections in place. If those are removed, we're fucked. Let's just be honest. So there's a combination of things, but let me repeat that. $927 billion. That is almost close to $1 trillion gone in one day. Remember, they got hit again when DeepSeek came out too. So they just keep getting hit. This is working. Actually, this guy's doing most of the mess that's hurting his own people. But this is great because all of these people who supported him thought that they were untouchable. Thought, hey, if I give you money, you know, quid pro quo, if I help you, you help me. Right? Basically buying their way in. He doesn't give a shit about y'all. He definitely don't give a shit about us. But he don't give a shit about y'all. Once he uses you for what he needs to use you for, you are a prop. You are a prop. I almost slipped up and liked. I seen a group of black people because I'm always like, yeah. So I'm used to clicking the photo like until I seen White House, and then I unliked it, and I was like, oh my gosh, no, these are the props again. The Bible's a prop. The certain same black people that keep supporting him are props. Come on now, it's horrible. But hey, you do you, boo. But the other thing I wanted to get into was, hey, it's working. Do the boycotts, keep on going. We have to do more. And on top of that, what we have to do is, if you have stocks and Tesla and all of that, can, you know, sell it, because I'm telling you, it's going down. Everything's going down. And this is great. This is great. This is great. We're doing well. We have to keep it up and ramp it up a bit. And the Dems, you know, I seen Elizabeth Warren holding town halls. I seen Bernie Sanders doing his no oligarch tour. Everything's good. That's what they need to do. Break Zooms. Everything that we did for that 107-day beautiful campaign, we have to continue to build on that momentum. It's not over. It's not done. There's a lot of shit that's about to come out. So what we have to do is, they need to break Zooms again. They need to have these town halls. They need to have rallies. They need to get these people together. And the people that are protesting, God bless you, because I know you're cold and you're out there and you're doing your thing. Yeah, I'm glad they're on the front lines. I'm glad Republicans are pushing back on the people they chose. And keep doing that. Keep putting that fire under their ass, because guess what? Call for their seats. Say, you know what? You should step down. That's the next thing that they need to do. forget all the questions and all, because they just keep dodging questions. They don't answer questions. They never do. That's just what they do. They do that sinister smile and deflect. That's what they do. And project. That's what they do. But I don't know if y'all caught it. Mr. Orange, he said he got 77 million votes. I think it was that CPAC or whatever thing they had. He said, I got 77 million votes. But there was more, but they rigged it. It was too big to rig. It was too big to rig. Dude, you keep telling on yourself. The truth is about to come out. And I'm going to end it with this. Kamala Harris, fantastic speech. I love her. It was great seeing her. And the NAACP Awards, beautiful. And just seeing, especially, obviously it's Black History Month, but seeing all those, the Black excellence in that space and everything that they do. And they do more than just their entertainment and whatever. They go out, they volunteer, they have fun, like nonprofit fund and foundations, and they do so much. So thank you all, and come on now, let's keep doing it.
Do not get it twisted. These firms know exactly what to do. This is not their first market crash. They have been through this year after year, year after year. What they will do is raise the price on you, raise the price of their products, and move the cost to you. That's exactly what they have been doing for years, and they will continue to do that. This is nothing new. Now you carry that burden. They will increase the price and increase profits. So at the end of the day, the American people will suffer. But these firms know exactly what they're doing. They're not rookies. They're not scrambling. They have already had this strategy in play. They know exactly what to do in various scenarios. They have been over these scenarios year after year, month after month. They are experienced. Trust me.
If you're stressed out about the stock market right now, I want to reassure you there's no reason to panic. I mean, it's still going to go down a little bit more, but it's okay. It's important to remember when you're investing that stock market corrections, crashes, and downturns are totally normal events. In fact, when you're investing, your goal is not actually to get a positive return every single year. It's just to get a generally positive return overall. You have to accept that some years are up, really up, and some years are down and kind of look like this. And while it sucks to update your net worth spreadsheets during a downturn like this, it doesn't actually mean that anything's wrong. Stock market's not broken. You're not a bad investor. This is just literally part of investing. As long as you have a good asset allocation and a trading plan that you follow, you don't need to make any changes. I'm not investing any differently this year than I did in previous years because I have a trading plan that works no matter what the stock market is doing. And I have an asset allocation that protects my wealth and generates income no matter what the market is doing. And if you don't have a good asset allocation and you don't know what a trading plan is, I teach an investing course called the 6-Figure Stock Portfolio. You can check it out at sixfigurestockportfolio.com. I've now been teaching it for 7 years and we have thousands of people in the program and we're all having a good time even when the market's not having a good time. The most important thing I want you to take away from this is that things are going to be okay. Even if we have some pain that lasts a few more months or even a couple of years, it's actually a good thing for young investors because now it's the opportunity that you got to build that portfolio with those equities at a discount. No matter what happens, I'm going to be here on TikTok to help emotionally support you through this stock market downturn and to answer your questions as you go along. My name is Bridget Casey and I'm an investment expert that's been teaching Canadians how to invest in the stock market safely and profitably for over a decade. If you have any questions for me or about the market, just leave it in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them. In the meantime, stay positive, even if your portfolio is negative. That might be the best tagline I've ever come up with.
I appreciate you guys watching the video today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.